Hi, this is Donna Carroll. I'm coming from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I am a professional medium and channel. And tonight I am going to channel the Arcturians. So the Arcturians are light beings, interdimensional beings from the planet or star Arcturus in the Buddhist constellation. Now, I've had direct experience with them because they have come into my body and actually worked on healing my heart, and I've seen them a few times, maybe like 2 or 3 times. The ones that I saw were very tall, very thin. I've also seen little Smurf-like Arcturians. So I think that there's different types of these star beings, but tonight I'm going to channel a collective specifically for healing. Also, I wanted to mention that the topic tonight is an uncomfortable one. It's about sexual abuse, sexual perversions, sexual addictions, all types of things that go on in our world between men, between women, and even children that affect people in a negative manner, okay? The Arcturians told me that sexual abuse is the core wound of humanity. And for us to ascend and get to a place of healthy sexuality and healthy lives and love and peace, that we need to heal this. And so I'm excited because they're going to come in and work on us to make this happen. So I want you to all relax, enjoy. Just let them come into you. Be as open as you can be. Get as much from this as you can, because this is so important. Sexual healing is the most important thing. So typically I work with angels, so this is going to be fun. But I've channeled the Arcturians a couple times before. So everybody just close your eyes. We're going to get a thorough cleanse first, and then I'm going to bring in the guides. So at this time, I call in my highest and best healing and channeling guides. And I call in your highest and best healing and channeling guides. I call in the archangels, Archangel Gabriel, Raphael, Ariel, and Michael. I ask for 100,000 warrior protection angels around everybody in this room and listening to the tape or video. Please block all negative entities, energies, and thought forms. And if anything's released, please take it to source. I ask for Amma to come in, and I'm also asking for Jesus Christ to overlight and oversee this channeling, making sure that my words are clear, accurate, and helpful. Lastly, I bring in our featured guests, who are the Arcturians. I ask them to come into this space, come into my body, come into your bodies, and bring in a message and an energetic healing tonight. Amen. Greetings. We are the Arcturians. You may know us from a book with the same name. We are the Arcturians by Norma Milovich. This is when we first started to communicate with humans on a mass scale. And now we communicate with many regularly to aid them in their spiritual development, and we bring in healing energies. We are a collective from the 7th dimension that the channel has brought in before, and we are also bringing in specific Arcturians who deal with sexual abuse, sexual trauma, and sexual addictions and perversions. We, the Arcturians, observe humans and have been doing that since you first inhabited the planet. So we have an understanding of your bodies, your minds, your spirits. And even though we are different, We do not have sex in the way that you do to procreate, but yet we feel like we have an understanding of your needs and your desires, your traumas, and we are here to help you with these tonight. Many Arcturians are now incarnated in your reality. We have been here physically in human bodies since the detonation of the atomic bomb during World War II. And we are here by an invitation from the Creator to help with the ascension of the earth and also the ascension of humankind into the new earth. And so we are midwives, we are helpers, and we are here for this short duration. After the ascension has been completed and all loose strings are tied up, we will leave your reality and assist in other places. So we say that we love humanity dearly. We have much respect for you as you have been through many trials and tribulations upon this planet, too numerous really to count. But it is now a time of great joy and celebration as you are coming to the end of this long road of oppression, abuse, and turmoil. We celebrate your fortitude, your love, and your success against all odds. And so we want to express that. We want to say we are grateful for your time, for your attention, and for the desire and the will that you have to heal yourselves. It is necessary. Everyone is ultimately responsible for oneself. However, it does not hurt to get a little help along the way. Sexual trauma and abuse has been prolific upon your planet since the fall of man into the third density. We will tell you that most children and adults have experienced some form of trauma. Although sometimes it is buried and compartmentalized in the psyche, when it is ready to be healed, it will come up and it will make a broadcast or a blaring sound within your physical being until you pay attention to it and work on healing this. This can be in the form of PTSD. It can be in the form of stress, anxiety. It can be in the form of your own sexual perversions or acts that you are not proud of or in congruence with. And so if you are getting these signals or signs, if you have deep shame about your sexuality or avoidance of it, if you are extremely promiscuous or the other way around, typically, you are suffering from some form of sexual trauma. What sexual trauma and abuse does to the spirit or soul or personality is it disempowers one. Especially if you have been abused as a child or a young person, forced to commit sexual acts without your consent, you feel like you do not have control over your body or your mind. And this causes self-esteem issues, self-awareness issues, and issues of feeling hopeless. Many people deal with sexual trauma by turning to drugs, alcohol, or another form of escapism. Although this might work in the short term, ultimately the remains or reminder of the abuse will come back and rear its ugly head over and over again until it is dealt with. And if it is not dealt with and you pass from this world or die, going on to the higher dimensions, oftentimes the abuse or the sanskara, the impression, the habit that you have formed will come back with you in your next incarnation. So it is best to address these issues as quickly and directly as possible. However, we will say that there is typically so much abuse and trauma in the psyche that oftentimes it goes covered for years, and oftentimes you can only deal with a piece of it at a time because it is too overwhelming to deal with it all at one time. The most harmful sexual trauma would be satanic ritual abuse, which is instituted and practiced upon your planet by certain groups of people. It is orchestrated, it is organized, and it is prolific. And it has been around forever. From ancient Sumeria, it was practiced in Atlantis, in some parts. And so these people typically are so traumatized that they never recover because the wounds are too deep and they cannot deal with the reality of their situation. People that are abused often turn into abusers. And this is a chain, a pattern that not just gets repeated in your one incarnation, it gets repeated in your overall soul progress. So if you were an abuser in one lifetime, there will be another lifetime where you will be the recipient of that abuse in that form or another form. The only exception for this would be those who come into human form to take on the trauma for the collective. So a saint might incarnate who has not a huge record of sexual abuse, but will be abused or hurt, traumatized, as a means for releasing the trauma from the collective consciousness. Our goal tonight is to bring your wounds to the surface and to release them. Our goal overall is that all of these wounds in the human collective, in various human bodies, come up, be released, and be healed. We will tell you one secret that the masters taught, including Jesus Christ. When humans are running their kundalini, it goes from the root chakra to the crown chakra and out into the universe. Masters, ascended beings, and enlightened ones are running that energy through their body. It comes up the root chakra, up the divine channel, and out the crown. The reason celibacy and sacred marriage was practiced in ancient times is because right now, in many people who have sexual practices that are not in coherence with divine law, what is happening to their kundalini is it is running the other direction. It is running downwards at certain points, or staying in the root chakra. And when humans have a sexual orgasm in the root chakra, yes, it is a release, but that is really not where it was designed to be. It is designed to happen in your crown chakra, so that when you become enlightened and commune with all that is, you have a full explosion in that chakra. If you are engaged in spiritual practice, you are bringing the energy up slowly but surely from the root, through the major chakra system, up into the crown. This is the path to enlightenment. There is an energetic composition or part or equation to the process. And if you have made it into your heart chakra, you have done very well. And if you have crossed your heart chakra into your throat chakra or third eye, you are well on your way. Crossing the heart chakra is the most tortuous and difficult passage of human existence. And even for a saint who is meditating many years, it takes at least 10 years to cross this chakra, typically. So you can see that people that are engaged in sex, sexual practices, even though it is pleasurable and it is used for procreation in the dense form of matter, and it has its purpose and place in the third dimension, if you want to become enlightened, you need to take that energy and bring it up to your crown. And that is what tantric sex practices are used for. That is the purpose behind them, and that is the goal. The goal would be enlightenment. So if you are interested in harnessing the sexual energy for that purpose, you would use Tantra. And these are ancient secrets, yogic secrets, typically in the Indian or Sanskrit tradition, but yet they are universally known and applied. And so, again, we say that if you want to use the Kundalini and the sexual energy are the same thing. It is a life force running through your body, through your divine channel. We also want to say that although we wish everyone to be healed in every way, even though sexuality is the core wound of human beings, you have the final decision about when, where, and how. There have been many instances of a soul who has spent hundreds of lifetimes upon this planet suffering in duress, with lifetimes of not achieving or engaging in criminal activity or activity that is not divinely inspired. And then in one instant, in one lifetime, they have a miraculous intervention or epiphany, and they connect with the God force. And there have been instances of sinners turning into saints in an instant. So we say that miracles are possible and probable in this new age that is grounded upon the planet at this time. So that is our lecture tonight. Now we are going to work on you energetically. Or we should say you are going to work on you energetically to remove the impression in the human body of sexual deviation. And so the channel will call in her guides for a general cleanse, and then we are going to do our specific work, which works with the electrical field of the body and your nervous system. Okay. So at this time I call in Archangel Michael. Thank you. And now we're going to open you up so that you get into a higher vibration. The higher your vibration, the easier it is for the ETs to pull out any type of trauma. So if you would, open your crown chakra. And we're going to open our beautiful divine channels, opening the third eye. We ask that you open your throat chakra. Please open your beautiful hearts. Okay, and I also request that you open your high heart or sacred heart. Open your solar plexus, or the seat of the will. Open your navel chakra and your root chakra. Okay, please send a grounding cord from your root chakra, or if you prefer, you can send it from your feet all the way down to the crystal core of fifth dimensional Gaia. And please make this pink in color, which is a soft healing color and a color for unconditional love. Okay. And now with your crowns pointed upwards, we ask that you connect with the God source. So send your intention from the crown to God, or in the physical universe, this would be seen as Alcyon, the central sun of the Pleiades. So send your energy there. And now we're going to ask Alcyon and the Alcyonic energy to thoroughly cleanse your divine channels. So bringing that energy in all the way into your crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, navel, and root. And take a couple minutes just to bathe in this energy, which is catalytic. It's a catalyst for your growth, bringing in as much as you possibly can. And I ask the angels to adjust your chakras as you're doing this. Adjust your chakras for maximum efficiency and efficacy. Also, please spin them at the appropriate frequency and vibration, and adjust the angles of one to the other as the Alcyonic energy is coming in. And they will be readjusting you the whole time. Take a very deep cleansing breath in and out. We ask that you still connect with God Source and that the God Source energy cleanse you. And we ask that you push this energy out into your aura, into your light body. And we're asking the guides to cleanse you at the subatomic level, cleansing all of your cells, your blood, your muscles, tissues, organs, your mind, your thoughts. And just steep yourself like a tea bag is steeped in a cup of hot water in this energy. And now push your aura out to the place where it feels comfortable for you, which should be wider or further than before. Okay. And now the guide brings back in the Arcturians to work on the release. Greetings, we are here once again, and now we are going to release former programming and install new programming into your physical bodies. You may know that the Arcturians work very much with humans in the physical body. So at this time, put your energy in your heart. And now each of you has been assigned a team of healers that is going to work in your field. They are going into your nervous system, into your spinal column, and they are seeking out places where erratic memories, trauma, or abuse has been stored. Just let them work. Oh. And now the Arcturians are going into your physical vessels, into your organs, your muscles, your brain, and very importantly, again, the nervous system. And at this time, they are pulling out trauma from this lifetime. And let them pull it out. You might feel it leaving from the back of your heart. You might feel like you need to move or breathe. If you have any emotions or trauma, just give it up to God. And now the Arcturians are going into your brain and into your heart. And at this point, we are asking that all sexual perversions, abuse, trauma, addictions, either perpetrated on you or against you, or those that you have perpetrated on others, we are asking for a release of these. And now we are going into your sexual organs, your reproductive system, and we are cleansing them of any energies that have hurt you in the past. And just release this energy. Let us take it, and as we take it, we hand it off to the guides in the higher dimensions where it is transcended into light. These thought forms or impressions. We are pulling out abuse from the physical body, from the sex organs, from the muscles, from the joints, from the mouth, the jaw, the eyes. Know that oftentimes a person who is a perpetrator is possessed, either partially or completely, by demons, archons, dracos, or reptilians. There is a hierarchy in the dark realms. And the gateway for them to possess someone is through magic, alcohol, drugs, or depraved sex that they have experienced themselves. Okay. And so now the Arcturians go into your nervous system, into your spinal column. We are coming down the crown chakra, down your spine. And at this point, we are removing blocks. You have all heard about people who cannot see things clearly or connect the dots. This is true for all humans in some situations. We are removing blocks in your nervous system that cause deconnections or disconnections in your reality, in your brain, and we are going to fix them, if you will. So let us just pull on these energies, releasing these disconnections. And now we do one more thorough sweep of your physical and subtle bodies. And we ask that you use your will, and we ask that you use your breath and breathe out anything that is causing you discomfort, subconsciously or consciously. And just do this as long as you need to. The breath moves the energy. And now the Arcturians are going into your nervous system, and in those places where there was a disconnection, we are doing repair or connective services, and we are reestablishing the pathways of the neural bodies or language that were broken by abuse. Ooh. And these pathways are throughout your body. And now we go into your organs, specifically your sexual organs, and we bring in divine energy to cleanse them. So imagine your reproductive systems being upgraded or infused or doused in divine energy. Take that energy and move it up into your heart. Take that energy and move it up into your mind, into your third eye and crown chakras. And now we are rebalancing these organs to be congruent or in communication with the heart and the mind, so that not one dominates, but that they are all working synergistically together. Your heart, your mind, and your sex. Some of you will feel strange or possibly sad or nervous or have some type of reaction over the next few days, but know that this is a release and all will go back to normal, but at a higher level of consciousness after this work is integrated into your bodies. Today we are doing a cleanse and a release, and then the integration and the activation will follow. And now we are going to call in Archangel Michael, who is going to work with you from a different dimension regarding this trauma in your system. Hello, this is Archangel Michael, and I am very grateful and happy to be with you all today. As the channel mentioned, many times when someone experiences sexual deprivation, obscenity, abuse, or any type of trauma, the individual that is the perpetrator is possessed, partially or fully, by a demonic spirit. So at this time, if you have any residue of demons who are acting perversely in your body, we are going to remove them, and we are going to cut the cords with your perpetrators and any of those who incited sexual trauma in your field. So at this time, I ask that you open your hearts, and I, Archangel Michael, go inside your bodies, and at this time, I release all Jezebel spirits from your being. Jezebel was the spirit who used sex to manipulate, to dominate, and to control other people. So again, removing this energy from your body. I, Archangel Michael, go in and I ask that all victim mentality or succubus energy be released from your body. Take it, release it, breathe it out, and we are going to go in deeper, and we are going to release as much of this as possible. So let it move throughout your body. If you move, it is good. It is because you are releasing. Do not judge what is going on and do not contain it. Oh. I, Archangel Michael, go throughout your entire channel, including your mouth, the back of your head, the back of your heart, your will, and your root chakra. And I'm asking for a thorough cleansing of your second and first chakras from deviant sexual energy. So let it out. Usually molestation is held in these chakras and in these organs. Whew. Again, we are going in deeper inside your bodies, and we are releasing all abhorrent sexual energy. Let yourself be moved. Oh, God. Very good. Now we ask you to look at your perpetrator, known or unknown, or look at the victim of your own abuse, known or unknown. And we are going to cut all energetic cords between the two of you so you can go on your way. So at this time, we cut the cords of this abuse between these two individuals, cutting them on your end. And now we cut them on the other person's end. And we ask Raphael to dig out the roots on your end, digging out the roots on the other person's end, and sending the cords, the roots, and all entities to source for transmutation. Once again, we cut the cords between you and the other. We're cutting the cords on your end. Ooh. Cutting the cords on the other person's end. Raphael digging out the roots on your end, digging out the roots on the other person's end. Sending the cords, the roots, and all entities to source for transmutation into light. And finally, one last time, we cut the cords between you and the other, cutting the cords on your end, cutting the cords on the individual's end. Raphael, dig out the roots on your end, the other person's ends, and sending this to source for transmutation into light. And in all the areas that the angels have worked on, the Arcturians have worked on, we ask that they be flooded with Christ consciousness. divine light, which is healing and very creative in its true essence. And let that energy flood over your entire being. Oh. And sit in this beautiful energy, knowing that it is filling up the vacuum where any abuse or trauma occurred. And now I, Archangel Michael, and the Arcturians together are going to enter into your bodies, bringing in new programming, if you will, or old programming, as it is the true initial divine programming of sexuality for humans. As you know, humans were divided into two sexes after they initially lived on the planet. And so we ask, keeping your crown chakra open, that you bring in the highest and the best divine programming or codes for your particular sexuality into your bodies. So bringing this into the crown, we're asking that this new energy come into your divine channel, and that the programming, which is divine and angelic, go throughout your entire body, connecting with the cells that will implement it on the physical level. We go inside your psyche, Archangel Ariel, and your heart, Archangel Raphael. And we bring in the divine will and programming for sacred human sexuality into your organs. And we ask that you receive it, as this will bring you joy and happiness. Not to mention love. We ask that you sit quietly as this energy infuses your body. And now I, Archangel Michael, request that all of the work here done today by the Arcturians and the angels be directly connected to your multidimensional selves meaning your past and future incarnations, and your lifetimes in parallel realities and universes. And send that energy out to your other selves and let them be healed as well. And now we ask that you envelope yourselves in a bubble around your bodies of turquoise light, the sacred stone of the Southwest Native Americans. And we ask that you steep in this energy and relax for a few minutes. And as you sit, meditate on sacred sexuality, divinely inspired, and bring that into your consciousness. The angels surround your turquoise light with pink light. And lastly, we request that if you have a twin flame, the other part of your soul, either in the physical or the spiritual realms, we ask that a beautiful connection be established right now, and that a higher vibration between the connection come into your reality. And so it is. And now we ask that you take your feet and ground this new reality, this new way of being, into the earth, into the physical. And I, Archangel Michael, bid you adieu. And the Arcturians. Yes, we say goodbye as well. We love you. And we request that you ask us for help for any type of healing need at any time. We are happy to work with you in your dream state. Namaste. And so now the channel comes back. Okay, so now I'm going to end conscious communication with the guides. I want to thank you. Thank you, Arcturians. You are so awesome. Thank you, angels. Thank you, light beings. Amen. Have a great day.
Thank you.